This video is different. It's more personal, and so I have to tell it slowly in order to convey what I felt. It's about something that happened to me when I was 21 years old, and the world would be a better place if it happened to everyone. It wasn't the first time, but I wasn't expecting the cascade of emotions that I'd be contending with. That was a long time ago now, but it still resonates down through the decades. It started with my friend Harry. None of this would have happened if not for Harry. Sometimes I think, poor Harry, he had no idea what he was so blithely tossing away. His first love, as if it were nothing of consequence. Harry was a PhD student in history. He'd labored long and hard and studied and worked on his thesis topic. And then 7 years into it, he came to a demoralizing realization. There was no answer to his thesis question. I think it had something to do with 12th century England, but I'm not sure. Just that the historical record was insufficient and there was no way to tell whether things had happened one way or the other way. Harry was not a gray zone kind of guy. He was very black and white. And when he realized that after all that work there was no definitive answer, something broke in him. It was over. His thesis, his PhD program, his future career as a historian, done. He tossed it all away like last week's dinner leftovers. He left his program, gave away his scholarly books, and took his life in an entirely different direction. And something he no longer cared about became something I fell in love with. Love is a funny thing. What does it mean? You can love a vacation, you can love your sports team, you can love a person, and surely you love those things in different ways. For me, at 21, this came into my life. A History of Rome, down to the reign of Constantine, by Cary. 2nd edition. If ever there was a book about which you can say they don't make them like this anymore, this is the book. I later learned that Cary's original name was Maximilian Otto Bismarck Caspari, born in 1881. Now, the book, it has to be this kind of old 1962 edition like I have. It can't be one of the updated ones. There's a scholar named H.H. Sculler who's written an updated version, but this is the true gem. First of all, it's a classic of scholarship. It's a history of Rome that has stood the test of time. And this work is part of my love of Roman history, of ancient history, of world history, of big history. But it's more than that. This book is a sacred object in some way. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but each dense paragraph has an italicized one-sentence summary in the margin for easier assimilation of the thread of the account. And it has plates with old photographs like this, and drawings of important sites, and fold-out maps that delicately open out from the book. This one is the plan of the Roman Forum, and this one, a map of Italy during the Roman period. So these maps are delicately and precisely folded into the pages so that when you open them and unfold them, you're unfolding a new mystery. And there's a pull-out glossary, index of foreign words and phrases, with author. Now, excuse my Latin, I never took Latin, although I admire it. Ad astra, that means to the stars. My favorite is ad astra per aspera, through difficulties to the stars. And then there's Virgil's, I gotta read this, sic itur ad astra, thus one journeys to the stars. And Seneca the Younger, non est ad astra malisi terris via, there is no easy way from earth to the stars. Can someone explain this to me? Were the Romans really exploring the idea of interstellar travel, or is this all some sort of metaphor? But to remove the volume from the shelf and open it is a form of time travel. Yeah, sure, you can tell me I've fetishized this book, and I won't disagree with you. In the future, I will be talking sometimes about books, and not necessarily about books as objects of love and desire, but I will be talking about many of the wonderful, brilliant, and sometimes life-changing books that I have read and loved, and which I think you might want to hear about too. And Harry, if you're out there somewhere listening, thanks a lot, buddy, and I hope you found your way. Be sure to subscribe, and thanks a lot for watching.